Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Running, running, no. Keep running low. Dangerous.
So we can talk about Buggy. Straight up. Let's
All right. You lead the way.
listen, man. Buggy shot the whole world last chapter. Buggy shot everybody last chapter. So I definitely need both of you guys' opinions on how did Buggy get here, AMG and Sensei.
Ooh.
Go ahead, Sensei.
How did Buggy get there? You want me to go first?
Go ahead, Sensei. Go ahead. I think
Okay.
either it was you or AMG really describe how Buggy got to be a Yonko, actually.
How did Buggy get to be a Yonko? Okay, I like this because there's been many theories, and there's one of them that I like. I guess I'll go first. Okay. So I subscribe to the theory that he defeated the Marine ship that went after him when they went after the warlords. But he was able to become a Yonko because he fits the criteria of Yonko, considering that he has this big crew with the delivery service of, like, I guess, sending out mercenaries. And the fact that he defeated the Navy, and they always feel like he's strong anyways. They have certain influence because he's friends with Shanks and Roger. So I feel like he became Yonko because he fit the criteria as Yonko with having the influence, and they thinking he's strong enough since they defeated him.
Definitely.
The Marines.
What you think, AMG?
Well, I feel like it's probably what's been happening in the story for the last, I want to say, since Buggy got introduced. Because if you notice, Buggy is a parallel of Luffy. So anytime Luffy does something, Buggy profits off of it. So like when Luffy beat Doflamingo, well, all of a sudden he beat Doflamingo, so he got the Giants from Doflamingo. He got the Giants because of Doflamingo, because he messed up. He also got his armory delivery service, his weapons delivery service. He got that. Yeah. He got the underground stuff because Doflamingo's out of the picture. So literally, Doflamingo left. Buggy literally became Joker because he just took everything over.
Wow.
Because there's nobody else to fill that slot.
Wow.
Then you also have when he beats when Luffy there's somebody else he beats. Free. Oh, you have German 66 because they went over to Big Mom's area, and because they had their whole fleet, their whole country with them, they had nobody else to do mercenary work. So now Buggy took over the mercenary side too.
Ooh.
So he had both of those areas taken from Germa and the Doflamingo family. So that made him even more popular in the underground market. So you could have people behind the scenes pushing him forward as well. Then you have the world government because now he has contracts and ties with them. Then you also have him being related to Roger. You already have him being a friend of Yonko. Now he's a friend of another Yonko because Luffy and Whitebeard was talking about how he had all these powerful members in Marineford, saying they're side by side and we should keep having them on our side. So it was like he acknowledged his power. Pretty sure Whitebeard remembers him. So if not only in like, I want to say prestige, he also has the island, the resources, and he has stuff on the up and up in the world government. And he also have people in the underworld that are going to back him as well.
Preach, bro. Preach. So listen, when Shanks stepped to the five elders, do you think he was talking about Buggy?
I have a theory about that. Okay, so
I mean, like if Shanks did step to the five elders, about Buggy, that what gave him the biggest push in the world to be a Yonko.
Yes, I think that might be it, but the reasoning for that, I think, is Shanks seems like from the beginning he wanted to take down Blackbeard. And so, with the Yonkos being who they were, the two Yonkos that were up before, which is Big Mom and Kaido, he's not going to be able to make an alliance with him to take down Blackbeard. More than likely, they probably would align with Blackbeard. So, seems like he literally put Luffy and Buggy in the position so he could be like, oh, well, at least they're friendly with me. Either they won't get in my way or they will ally with me to take down Blackbeard.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So Sensei,
so you're saying Shanks?
Go ahead, Sensei.
That's the reason.
Yeah,
I feel like Shanks. Go ahead.
That's why I feel like Shanks gave him that big push. Other than what AMG said, he does have all the things, all the qualifications to be a Yonko with his the islands that he do own, mercenary stuff, and the giants that he own. And Shanks, on top of that, put the icing on the cake to talk about him to the girls say and make them seem like, okay, maybe he deserves to be a Yonko.
Mm-hmm. So Buggy was the pirate that he was talking about.
That's what I think.
Certain pirate.
That's why I think. That's why I think, Sensei. Like, what
that's
if?
Crazy.
And then again, guys, Sensei and AMG, what is Shanks' true motive from talking about him to the girl? Say.
That's what I would like to know.
Like I said, I feel like it's literally he's a foil. Like he's basically using, if you put Buggy in the position, he's using Buggy as a dummy because they're like, oh, okay, well, they already know how Buggy is. Buggy's already working with it, so it's like Buggy's not gonna really do anything. He's going to be on their side type stuff. So it's either because look, if their Kaido or Big Mom was there, still in power, and Buggy and Luffy wasn't there at all. Just think about this. If Shanks tried to go after Blackbeard, Kaido would have been like, oh, he's trying to start a great war. Let me get into that like he tried to do in Marineford. Or you have Big Mom being like, oh, mama, they about to go fuck some shit up. Let me slide over here and go check on their territories while they're gone. Let me go try to pick up the pieces after they fight so I can take up this territory and treasure. Well, it's not. Then it might even be because they are like chaotic good. And the reason why I say Big Mom and Kaido, because they had dreams to fix the world and make it better, but they went about it the wrong way.
True.
The wrong way.
And so I'm like, that's what Blackbeard seems to be doing in a way. And I'm just because he's talking about taking down the Celestial Dragon.
True.
So it seems like he's in the same category. So it's like, okay, if you put Luffy, if Luffy's already coming up in this spot, Luffy is Shanks' friend, so he's not going to fight him. So who's the only other person in the world who has some kind of credential who will be in that spot that Shanks knows well enough that he can manipulate to be on his side? He has somewhat a powerful crew. If they need weapons, he has all the weapons. If they need, if they have mercenaries, that means he's been to other countries. His people have been to other countries, so they can give you the lay of the land. He can tell you how the government runs because he was a warlord. There's so much stuff that Buggy brings to the table.
True.
That if they all three went to alliance, he'd be like, okay, it's either I have Luffy on my side and Buggy stays out the way because he's kind of a coward, or I have Buggy on my side too with all this information he has from the world government. So now I have all three of them in position to fight Blackbeard, which is what I wanted to do in the first place to get him off the roster. Because I feel like Shanks is kind of like I'm trying to keep the world at balance.
That's how I feel.
I think he is trying to keep the world at balance too.
That's how I feel.
So basically, it's either you have one side where I keep the world at balance until the good power comes, which is Luffy, and he's able to just fix everything. Or it's I have Kaido and Big Mom on the other side who will destroy everything and then try to rebuild it. And that would be probably the worst way to go about it.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's in the middle, like trying to teeter, and putting Buggy in that spot makes it so it can stay balanced for a little while longer until Luffy is ready to become Joy Boy or Nika.
Wow,
Okay.
that was a good assessment.
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely. And I feel like Buggy actually will be in favor to the government if they need weapons. Like you seen how the CP agents try to also govern with Kaido and Orochi to get
Yeah.
these weapons. And it's
Yeah.
nobody better than Buggy to get these. You feel me? So it's like, and their best interest, Buggy was the best choice to be a Yonko. You know, at the same time, like the government they just doing their own thing, but they also need weapons. They also need things to carry out their duties also. And one stop shop with Buggy, the next Joker, right, AMG?
That's true. And,
And then
he do work with whoever's convenient for him too.
Yeah.
So it's not above him to work with the government with weapons and stuff.
Definitely.
and they just messed up because they sent people after him. So now he's totally not going to be on their side. He's going.
Leverage.
I feel
Who's the people he's always been in alliance with? Every time he hopped out and something crazy went down, he was with Luffy. So
Yeah.
him getting with Luffy again makes perfect sense. Oh, who else am I gonna get with? My brother? Basically, yeah.
Shanks.
I'm gonna get with my brother because I know he's strong.
Shanks.
So it's like I can hide behind. They call him the genius already,
Mhm.
so they can just be like what Luffy did and dress Rosa and be like, oh well, he's the mastermind behind everything.
Definitely, that's what the Luffy will be the scapegoat, basically saying that kind of like shit. I mean, like Luffy led this whole way. Luffy actually did everything. We're blaming everything on Luffy anyway because he don't care. You gotta come with
Yeah,
Luffy.
plus he's Dragon's son and he's Nika. So at the
let's
world
say,
government's
yeah.
expense, if they're trying to, all the people they're trying to throw down the drain and really try to say who's a bad person and destroy their reputation and everything, is going to be Luffy because he's going to be the one who brings down the world government.
You know,
so
it's like,
take him out
uh-huh.
with public opinion,
Over. That's how I feel. Like everybody gonna blame it on Luffy anyway. It's like a trend. Every time Luffy is somewhere, he always get the blame for leading the charge, right? Like it never fails. And I feel like Buggy, I feel like he's still a coward. We're gonna touch more about Buggy power later on, but I feel like if the opportunity comes and the government reach out to Buggy, I'm pretty sure that either he is gonna go with them to like support them with the weapons, or he gonna be a hot shot and be like, oh, you gotta pay me double now. You gotta pay me quadruple what Orochi Kaido wanted. And I believe he gonna take it. That's because the person who he is.
Yeah. I agree.
He might do that and say you might pay me triple or double because you tried to just kill me.
Yeah, right. So
Be like, you try to kill me, so you gonna have to pay me triple to be with you. I need some type of insurance, my boy.
yeah,
And then be like, or he'll go with Shanks because he already knows he's powerful. He already knows Luffy's powerful.
Yep.
And Luffy has how many countries behind him? He has a fleet behind him. So it's like,
I feel like Buggy is the Orochi and Luffy is the Kaido. Like if they go up in a line, Buggy be like, well, I got Luffy backing me. Like I got Luffy backing me. Like what you gonna do? Or I got Shanks backing me. What you gonna do? Basically.
Exactly.
So what you feel about since you know Buggy is in the highlight? Do you guys like feel like Buggy does know his awakening? Like has he unlocked his awakening yet?
At this point, if it's gonna be end of the series, you know, I've seen theories that like his awakening, he can like split atoms and cause an atomic bomb.
Whoa.
I would honestly love that.
Whoa. Say whoa, AMG said Sensei. Say that again? What?
You know, he can split his body, so yeah, instead he can spit like atoms in the atmosphere and cause like a atomic bomb in the rift, which also be on brand because he have the whole buggy ball thing.
Like that's what paramecias do. Also, they affect the environment around them. Bro, what?
I seen people saying that. Honestly, I would love that.
Oh my god.
That makes sense. He's technically a chemical engineer because he made his own bombs. And also, to be totally honest, if it was either bombs, him disintegrating on a molecular level, and be like some type of, be like how, I don't know if you guys watch My Hero Academia, but there's a character called Overhaul,
Oh, definitely.
Or-
Oh, definitely.
and basically be like that, where he's taking stuff apart and putting it back together on a molecular level
Oh
around him.
shit.
Everything is, or he is either that, or he is defying gravity with it, because now he can make everything float. So
Wow.
and
Everything would be
everything
cool.
around him, he can just be like throwing stuff at you, like almighty push, almighty pull, like literally,
Yeah.
he just like, I'm gonna affect everything around me now.
Wow, bro. That's a whole nother level of Buggy that I would love to see in a manga.
No, for real.
So you telling me basically like this guy? Okay, I was kind of surprised when I knew that Eustace and Law had their awakening, right?
Yeah, I was surprised by that. That had no.
Like
It came out of nowhere.
nowhere. And I feel that Buggy had his devil fruit longer than these new supernovas. So
Definitely.
if that lines up right, I'm pretty sure he does have an awakening, and he awakened his awakening already. That makes sense. You feel me?
Maybe if he trained like that, that's the thing. He not as strong as them, but
Yeah.
something could have happened.
Right.
Obviously, the world government's been tripping lately, as seen by the most recent chapter, 1053.
Definitely. The world's in chaos, like they said. The world's in chaos right now. And I feel that if
Anything possible.
anything possible at this moment. If Buggy having an awakening, like you remember when Usopp awakened his Kinbushu Haki by trying to shoot it at Sugar, like things happen. You know, who would thought that Usopp awakened his Haki?
Right.
So
Right.
if Usopp can do it, I know Buggy can do it. Usopp one of the biggest cowards ever, but he gets it done.
He does get it done.
He
Just
gets
like
it done,
Buggy.
just like Buggy. So if you do have an awakening and on a level like that, come on, man. Oh, you got any more ideas? You say? OMG. Like, what? I'm trying to think of one too.
I don't know. That's the only one like I really paid attention to
Yeah.
because it just caught my attention because I was like, wow, that's crazy. Because like the Buggy ball splitting atoms, a bomb, like that'll be super OP for Buggy. Like I don't know. It's like the only one I really. But the
other thing that-
affecting other stuff and just like tossing it, like I don't know, ripping the building apart and just throwing his pieces, that'd be hard too.
well, like I said, disintegrate stuff. He can just throw stuff
Yeah.
at people and just be like, "Oh, well, you have a sword in your hand. Snap my finger. Now that stuff is dust." Like it's not. You're not touching me with that. Everything that you tried to come up with, like say, how they did Shigaraki in My Hero Academia again. Reference. He's coming up closer and closer to him. Well, now they're being disintegrated because we both know we've seen him get cut up by Mihawk and Marineford. He turned him into riblets, but ribbons, and he still came back together. So now I'm thinking, okay, what if he gets to the point where he can pull his body apart to molecular levels? Okay, if he can do that to himself already, and he can chop fruit. So if he's chopping everything else around him, like everything else is, he can literally just make everything break down and then reassemble it back together and be like, oh, okay, well, I just broke this stuff down, molecular level. Okay, I just put all these molecules in your body. Now I'm gonna reassemble as a sword in your stomach.
Bro, listen, AMG. You just said you went to the movie theater and seen Thor, right? So you seen Doctor Strange, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you seen when Doctor Strange went into the mirror world, you see how things were reflecting and like bending and like cracking and like, bro, what if like Buggy can do that over his surroundings, like turn things to like the mirror world, bro? If he can cut things up like that and reflect, man, the sky's the limit with Buggy Devil Fruit.
There was a theory I heard that he's probably the rain god, because apparently they said something about in One Piece that there are like 4 different gods. There's a sun god, there's a forest god. No, I think it was a forest god or earth god. And then there is the rain god, and I can't remember. There's supposed to be one more. I think like I can't remember, darkness, void, or whatever. And I was like, oh well, if you're gonna say there's 4 different gods in the series already, then we already know that the 4 that we already talked about, we got Luffy, we got Blackbeard. I was like, it'll be interesting if the 4 gods are the 4 Yonkos, 4 current Yonko.
See, I haven't seen that theory also about the 4 different gods.
Yeah, it's
I gotta
a
check
dude
that one
named
out too.
Paravision. There's a dude named Paravision. He makes a lot of crazy things that he says crazy ideas, and then when he brings them together, they actually make sense, and you'd be like, oh well, okay. Mhm.
Oh Lord, if we gonna understand Buggy's power level, do you think that Buggy at least got stronger physically over the time skip, at least somewhat?
That's hard to say, bro.
Uh, n- no, I'm gonna say no.
I don't
Honestly,
know, cause bro, he seemed like he got his people working for him now. Like he would be more lazy and just let them do all the work for him. But
Yeah,
he could have got stronger inadvertently because think about it. And now he uses his devil for where he's constantly a big dude. So now constantly he's using his chop fruit to be separated. So I'm like, okay, well if you're constantly using your fruit like that, will that do anything to increase it? Because now you're getting more mastery over it.
don't get me
Because now if
wrong.
you
Buggy's not a like weak. Like I would say,
yeah.
Buggy is stronger than Usopp. I think, right? When Luffy met him in Impel Down, I think it was on level like 4 or 3, one of those levels, right? So I want to say he's not weak, but he's not as strong as the top tier characters we have in One Piece.
Luffy.
Nah,
Like
Buggy.
he's talking
Remember when Luffy met Buggy inside Impel Down and Buggy was in like level
Oh
4
yeah,
or 3? You know,
yeah.
those levels are like kind of like how strong you are. You know, so it's like he's not
Somewhat.
weak. He almost beat. No, I wouldn't say that. That was like way.
Wait, no, wasn't he in like floor one? Am I tripping?
He was in I know he was
Or
in one
like
of them.
two?
Let me
I think he
see.
was in like two, bro.
Oh, John, I should never did that one.
yeah, it's that, and also
Mm-hmm.
I think he should have had some semblance of hockey. Because
Oh,
there's no
right.
way that you've been on the Pirate King's crew and you didn't hear nothing. You didn't
Yeah,
get
he
no
was in
type
level
of
two.
teaching. You didn't get no type of teaching. You didn't get no information. You didn't get no nothing like about hockey at
Well,
all.
it seemed like he definitely had different ambitions than Shanks though.
Definitely.
Shanks, look, he admired Roger. He wanted to be part of King, this and that. All Buggy cared about was treasure for real.
He was
He didn't
greedy.
even want to eat his devil fruit. He was gonna use it to sell it for money.
Yeah, but I was just saying, like, he has to know some type of hockey because he
I
was
don't
there
think
with
he
the
do.
Pirate King the whole time. He was there fighting with everybody the whole time. At some point, something needs to click. And Buggy can't be stupid because, okay, you know how many people get a chance where they have something pops off, they have a tweet that pops off or something pops off, and they don't capitalize on it? Buggy, literally, everything that happens to him he capitalizes on and makes it a business.
Oh, true.
So there has to be some type of intelligence there. And something weird to me, I feel like Buggy probably is lying about how strong or how powerful he is because I just feel like there's something there because I'm just like, okay, weirdly, you know how to make bombs. How does that work? Weirdly, you were on the Power King crew, but you didn't get no type of. I would say, okay. People were like, okay, he's low level. No, that's not. You can't be like that. If you're around strong people all the time, legendary people all the time, and you're always fighting alongside them, at some point you have to pick up on their powers.
Ooh.
And they've been on from what it sounds like, they've been on the ship since they were babies. So you mean to tell me that Shanks was the only one that developed at that time?
I don't think he developed at that time. I think he developed later.
I think so too. And mind you, Sensei, he was on level 1.
He was on level
He
one.
was on level 1. Oh, Buggy. Oh,
I don't know,
Buggy.
bro. He's such a like word of mouth character. That's literally what my reputation is what pro-seasoning, not anything that they're actually done.
Definitely.
He's right place, right time type of person.
Definitely. I'm with you on that one right now. I'm with you at that point because like his fighting skills don't represent him. Only reputation represent where he at right now. As we speak, and right during this time, right going on, his reputation makes him who he is, a Yonko. But I was kind of upset about that, making him a Yonko, knowing his fighting skills ain't like top notch at all. Like I don't think he even commander level, a pirate captain commander level. He like,
yeah, but the problem is, we already know out of all the people we've seen fight people. When Luffy was getting his bounties and stuff, majority of the Marines didn't see what he was actually doing.
True.
How he got his stuff was from word of mouth. People was like, "Oh, you see what he did there? Oh, you see what he did?" Because there's a lot of stuff Luffy didn't even get credit for.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so basically you're going off word of mouth to get them the bounties. So Buggy getting a bounty like that off word of mouth makes perfect sense because his credentials say he's top notch. I was like, and also why would level 6 prisoners and giants be under a pirate who's weak? Doesn't make sense. So therefore, you gotta automatically assume he's strong.
What if Rocks was like that for real?
Who?
Rocks.
Rocks pirate? Oh, the actual Rocks. Asbeck.
Yeah, Rocks D. Zebek. Yeah, like him himself.
Oh
he just
gosh, like
he was just strong. He was just intelligent.
Yeah, just lucky. Just scheming.
What if I'll be hurt because I'm thinking he's like rival, like he rivals Roger. You feel me? Like what if he rivaled Roger? Like, I'm thinking like strength wise, he was on Roger. That's what I'm thinking. But if he was like Buggy,
he had to be.
Oh gosh, bro.
The people who was on his crew, it's just ridiculous to me.
Yeah, but he got him at the right time when they was young anyway, like Big Mom and, Kaido them and Whitebeard. He got them when they was young, and he probably been selling the seeds way longer than they did. So he got them when they was like, fresh rookies almost, and, come aboard my ship, I want to see his bounty though. Like, what is his bounty?
I feel like we could get a lot about them. I think we're gonna get to see that whole timeline. They may start that when we come back. Never know.
No, I seen on Twitter about Sandman how he was posting Oda's compass books, and Oda had a Rocks compass book all about the Rocks pirates, all about the revolutionaries with the dragon on compass, about something about characters 14. And he had a few more things too in his compass book. So when Sandman and Arthur show stuff like that, we already know that Oda is cooking up something in his compass book all about these characters or a specific event that's gonna happen. So
there's a whole bunch of stuff that I feel like there's gonna go on. Like they have a whole bunch of videos that's about to come out of just different ideas that I thought like there's like how Rocks went about it, what actually happened to God Valley. Freaking why Kid is one of the most why Kid has the most potential out of any character in One Piece. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I have coming because of ideas that I heard of and thought of, and I was just like, this, or even now, you have, I don't want to get too heavily into this, but Green Bull's coming to, Green Bull's at Wano. Alright. People are thinking that Green Bull doesn't seem like he was a Marine before. People said they either thought he was a bounty hunter or he was a Revolutionary Army person.
Oh shit!
Pretty strong.
Also,
pretty strong. He's strong.
Also, we find out he even talks like one. Then also we find out that remember we already had the whole thing with Revolutionary Army said they were trying to find weapons. So it sounds like they're trying to get weapons for their conquest on the world government. Well, Dressrosa is down, so where would you go to? The factory that makes them, which is Wano. Now, what would you want to do? You would want to get all this stuff before it gets taken down, because Momo already stated there's not going to be any more weapons factories.
Definitely.
So you need to go get the weapons beforehand. So this would be the perfect time for the revolutionaries to come in and get all that stuff.
Yeah. It will be true. It will be true. So,
there's a whole bunch of stuff that has going on.
There's something going on in the outside that look like they got them focused on Sabo.
Yeah, true. Sabo's keep being mentioned. He keep being seen. So I want to say what is going on with Sabo. Did he escape? I don't want to speculate too much on it, but just know that something going on with Sabo, and I would think that Sabo's a strong fighter, so I don't think he would be caught that easy. I agree. Think so. You're caught that easy.
I agree. And then again, if you look at Green Bull's dialogue, like he probably escaped for real. And that's why the world just a shambles because they probably pissed that he invaded the reverie and escaped.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I feel you on that, Sensei. Like that's one reason why it would be in chaos. 2 Yonkos going down. Buggy being a Yonko. Luffy is beating a Yonko. These supernovas are running wild, and then we got a person, a revolutionary person who's against the government escape right out of the Marines. How would that look for the Marines? How powerful?
Also, you even have they stretched themselves thin because they try to put them all the rest of the Marines to go get the warlords.
Definitely.
Now they have nobody to protect the other people around the world because they sent all of their forces to go get those people. So now, if more than half of them beat their Marines, now their force is cut down so significantly that they can't really do anything. And then if you notice when Green Bull and when Fujitora was first introduced, they said something like that that these 2 Marines don't particularly have the same mind, don't particularly think on the same plane as how the world government is. Like they have a secret agenda. And I was like, because Fujitora seems that way. He
definitely feel like he definitely.
And I was like, Green Bull seems like he's that way too. Like they don't really have an agenda for the world government. Like there's something there. So it seems like I was like either. My 2 things about them. Go ahead. I talk too much anyway.
Well, speaking of back, to what you said, like it do make sense because now I'm thinking about it. Like Green Bull, he kind of is more like Shiryu. Like when Shiryu was with the government, kind of just killing, and you're not supposed to be doing all that.
Yeah, definitely. I think that
while Fujitora, he kind of just do his own thing off his own judgment.
Off his own judgment and how he feel about different characters, like different. Like that's why he wanted the Shichibukai gone. And speaking of the Shichibukai, I feel like the only way the Marines will recover from this backlash and this punch to the face is Dr. Vegapunk's SSG program. That's the only way they would feel comfortable about doing what they really want to do going forth, because they are down bad right now. We all can agree that the Marines are down bad right now if they want help from pirates getting weapons. You feel me? And the only thing I can say that will get them back up is the SSG program.
Yeah.
Which I still don't even know what the hell that is. I've done so much research and I haven't seen anything. I was like, I went from, okay, maybe they're robots, like someone like they're like cyborgs, like Marines, maybe. There's some, maybe everybody is getting smile fruits. And Vegapunk perfected it.
PX so machines with a smile fruit.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like, there's so many ideas I've had, but I don't think I can't find anything in the story that correlates to that being. There's nothing. Also,
before you say something, NG. So listen, right? 3 years ago, I made a video, right, of what I think when the Shichibukai got abolished. So open your minds up real quick, but keep that whatever you had in your mind, MG, keep that real quick. So whatever you guys had in your mind, just open it up real quick. My video was basically explaining like the SSG program would be like X-Men Futures Past. You ever seen that movie when the new Sentinels can adapt to people's powers and then ultimately destroying them, making their power greater than what they was?
So they made them Nimrods?
Like, like using their power against them. Whatever power you have, either their androids or cyborgs can absorb that power or copy that power and make it better than what you had it and ultimately kill you. It got to be something that you feel me, that stands against a admiral, because he got admirals that'll test on their powers. It got to stand like toe to toe with them.
And Nimrods. It sounded like Nimrod. There was like a robot that can go like to the future, to the past. It can copy everybody's ability. It could adapt, and it was like the most
Adaption.
powerful Sentinel.
Yes.
Out of all of the Sentinels, it was basically like the predecessor to Mother Mold and all that other stuff. And I was just like, oh, okay. So yeah, that makes sense.
It got to be something big if they're going to try to rely on it. If they destroying the Shichibukai, which is they own world power, Shichibukai, the Marines, the Yonko, and the five elders, was they own. It's One Piece powers, and they destroy One Piece power to incorporate the SSG program. So it got to be strong.
Oh, I have a movie I got to get you guys to watch because it correlates to One Piece. There is a movie called, it's a Ghibli movie, and it's called Castle in the Sky.
Oh, yeah, it's one of my favorite. Oh, no, never mind. Castle in the Sky, and I haven't seen that one. I'm thinking a house movie. Castle
in the Sky is about a story about pirates. A gang of air pirates. There's a floating city. There's like a girl who's the one true king of all of the people. There is literally like a secret mystical floating island that's called Lapita, which is the same. What it has like a map of this whole entire place, and it looks exactly like Sky Island.
Wow.
There's so many things in this whole entire thing that look exactly like One Piece. There's a kid in the show. Now, there's one of the main characters of the entire movie is a character that looks like Luffy. He gets a scar under his eye. They have the same voice actors.
Oh,
really? There's so much that is exactly the same. And I'm just like,
my HBO.
So Castle in the Sky, put that on the watch and just look at watch One Piece and then watch this movie and be like, there's so much stuff here.
They probably got a reference.
I'm gonna do that.
They probably got a reference from One Piece.
I was watching it yesterday and I was just like,
Castle in the Sky.
I was like, this movie was made in 1989. Interesting.
1986.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah. Really
oh, it's an anime.
Yeah, it's an anime.
It's a Studio Ghibli movie.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You look at this, and I'm just like, the floating island. I was like, huh, that's weird. And there's so much. There's flying airships. There's government agents that are trying to capture this girl because she is the one true ruler, and she has like powers over the world. Her name means like sun god and all kinds of other stuff. There's like robots that are like the freaking pacifistas. There's like there's like factions of the same royal family. One is this girl that the world government's trying to kill because her family member is in charge, and they want them to destroy her so he can be the one true king. I was like, oh, so he's like the D's, where there's bad D's and there's good D's. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
I think this probably where Oda got some reference from almost, because I know if this made in 1986, I know Oda made One Piece around like 1999. Was it 1999, 1998, around there?
97.
Yeah.
Yeah. So exactly after watching this movie.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Exactly after watching this movie, this dude makes One Piece, and I'm like, floating islands, robots,
1997.
Government officials who are corrupt. There's a protagonist with a scar on his eye. On the same side, there's the same voice actor for Luffy is the same voice actor for the boy character in this story. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh,
There's ancient weapons, all kinds of stuff, and I'm just like, there's wave riders. Do you know how they had the wave riders in Skypiea? They have like a thing that's equivalent on this movie, and I'm just like, what
Yeah.
the heck, Oda?
Oda made it his own and turned it to millions.
Yeah, I was like, bro, is this?
OT.
Yeah,
But,
you watch this? Yeah, it's crazy.
I got to dip soon, y'all.
Okay.
You have any final points before
Yeah,
I
definitely.
leave? You don't wanna-
Final points. Oh yeah, let's what you guys think Buggy's bounty will be once we come back to the series?
That's a good one. I've been thinking about this. What's crazy? He's a Yonko, man.
Mhm.
So that's crazy, man. He got to be in the billions, right?
Definitely.
Mhm.
He probably gonna have like 2 billion.
2 billion?
2 billion, man. I think that's the criteria. Like Blackbeard was like 2 billion.
Mhm.
He gotta have about 2 billion.
What you think, AMG?
To be totally honest, I think he's gonna have more than Shanks.
Huh?
And I think he's gonna
Bro,
have
Shanks got the
more than
highest in the
Shanks.
series.
Yes, but I think that's gonna be what it is because I think he's going to just do that just to clown on him. Just be like, oh. He's like,
Oh.
yeah, you was popping all that good shit a second ago.
Like
That's
Zoro
going
and
too far. I
Sanji.
can't accept that.
That's what I think because you saying it's going too far. He jumped from a regular pirate to a warlord
I
to
know.
a Yonko, and him being a Yonko who has question. You talking about going too far? What has Shanks really done right now
I
that we've
mean,
even heard of?
I'm pretty
He's
sure.
kind of quiet and chill. So
Apparently he be messing people up. He messed up Kid.
I feel
but
like
listen. The
Mhm.
person who has out of everybody out of the warlords now, who has the most grip over the world government? Oh,
Shanks.
the person who has all the weapons, the person who does all the mercenary stuff for the world government, the person who was a warlord. So he literally came up in the government, and then it's like him having all these secrets and having all this stuff. He's their supplier. So okay, well, will you stop being our supplier? We're just gonna take all you have. Okay, well you can't beat me. So now you trying to take all I have. Well, now you couldn't do that. So now you have nothing. And who is the most person that you're gonna be scared? The person who doesn't have the person who's supplying you before, who knows your secrets. And the only person who really we know knows that at this moment visibly is Buggy. So him doing that and just being goofy and old to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have you beat him. I'm gonna have you beat above him. Just even by like a cent. I'm pretty sure that could happen. I'm just going outlandish though.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you go, Sensei, man. I'm gonna let you go. Yeah.
All right, well, y'all boys have a good night, man.
Definitely, man.
You too.
Take it easy.
I'm gonna contact you soon on the next vid, where we can bring it out. You know.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the chapter next week. So
Yes, sir.
see what it is.
Yes, sir.
Right,
Rounds.
next week.
All right, man.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna
Definitely.
be crazy. But all right, y'all.
All right.
Peace.
All right. AMG.
What's up?
So, bounty wise, what you think for Buggy?
Bounty wise, I'd say if I don't be out super outlandish
Mhm.
like over Shanks, I feel like it's probably gonna be somewhere in like the 4 billies.
All right, 4 billion. All right, so let me give you something. Blackbeard had a 0 bounty.
Mm-hmm.
Blackbeard had a 0 bounty still when he was a Shishibukai. All right. Blackbeard got his bounty when he was a Yonko, and his was at 2.2 billion. All right. So you gonna give him how much?
Yes, but the Blackbeard got his bounty off of taking over other people's taking over Whitebeard's territories, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whitebeard didn't really do too much either. Whitebeard, yes, he was the strongest person, but I'm pretty sure. But in his older years, Whitebeard really was just chilling, and people were trying to attack him after he was already with Rocks. I'm pretty sure he got his initial bounty because of him being with Rocks. Because Whitebeard wasn't really the I'm going to go kill and pillage type.
True.
So he's not getting the bounty like Kid was when he was younger because he wasn't the kid kill and pillage type. Okay, so now there's Hold. You add that into there. Okay, now you have Buggy he's a kill and pillage type. He doesn't care about people like that.
Mm-hmm.
He has all the mercenaries. He also has giants. He also has all the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
He also has ties to the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
So Buggy's been moving the whole entire time. While everybody else was stagnant in different countries just sitting. Buggy was the only one who just kept moving. Because we even know Blackberry, he was sitting down at Beehive Island. We have Shanks, he's always sitting down on some random island. We had Luffy, he was at Wano, and then he was at Whole Cake. And the government's not really caring about that because they had other stuff to worry about. Buggy is the only one who's directly involved inside the world at that particular moment.
So do you think that Buggy have more feats than Luffy up until now? Because Luffy had 3 billion and you seen what he always doing, and you trying to say that he gonna have a bigger bounty than Luffy.
Well, the difference is with him and Luffy is Luffy got his bounty because he destroyed the world government's plans.
Mm.
So, to be totally honest, if Luffy didn't do none of that stuff, then it wouldn't have been a problem. Also, but if you want to be real, Buggy, his stuff is coming directly off of, bounty off of him being the world, being the Pirate King's son, basically. Him being on the crew, him being involved with Shanks, him being involved with Luffy, him being all that stuff. I don't think he has more feats.
Mm-hmm.
I just think he has more critical acclaim to his name because of prestige.
I can agree with you on that. I definitely can agree with you on that because Luffy has been targeting these Yonkos, and I feel like his bounty represents that also. Definitely taking down a Yonko. So I feel like Luffy definitely have more feats, but Buggy has more criteria of being a Yonko backing him with the stuff that he done underground and all these allegations that Buggy have.
Yeah, I mean, also you can even say because Luffy, they try to inflate Luffy's bounty a little bit because they even said stuff like he was mastermind over certain things, which
True.
he really wasn't.
True, very true.
So they inflated his bounty, and at some point in time, and you're just like, oh, okay, well they're gonna inflate this person's bounty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they said this. Then would they inflate the bounty of somebody who was on Roger's crew, the Pirate King ship? Anything that happens, they're gonna believe he's the one who was the mastermind. Because it's like, how you live this long and nobody knew you were around? So you eluded us for all these years. So that means you're obviously a genius.
Oh, very true. Unless he did things that is unrecognizable to the government. They didn't really think like, it's all right. You go ahead and just let him do his thing. But as they're going forth, Buggy has been making moves, like you said, and maybe that's ultimately Shane. I feel like I said, Shane's gave him that push to ultimately be in the Yonko conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a shock to hear that he was going to be a Yonko. Dang, bro, I just still can't believe that.
I figured that was going to be the case, but I was like, this is gonna be funny if they actually do this. But if this actually happens, and I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
Oh my!
And then
gosh.
I was also like, people was like, this is gonna mess up what I think of the Yonko.
Yeah.
I was like, does it really though? Because
but that preconception is what the anime community is giving off to, right? Like, what does this do to the Yonko category? That knowing
yes,
that. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Nah, sorry, you go ahead.
No, I'm saying like basically like, what does this do to the Yonko? Like the prestige of being a Yonko. We know what's going on, but the people in the One Piece world, like the regular smugglers, they see these things and they hear about these things, but we actually know where kind of Buggy power level would be. Do you think like this kind of taints the Yonko name?
No, I mean, power-wise, I guess.
Yeah.
But everything else, not particularly.
Okay.
Because if we talk about what was the credentials for you to be a Yonko anyway,
Mm-hmm.
it said territory. It's saying having the largest crew.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't necessarily based on being the most powerful either. It was territory, being Yonko crew, and being famed by lots of people. Well, Buggy got his recognition when he was in Marineford. He's the one who filmed filmed some of Marineford. He was announced there, so everybody knew he was part of the King of the Pirates crew. Then, all right, you say territory. He already has that.
Mm-hmm.
You're already saying crew. He already has that.
True.
So the things that they said you need to qualify to become a Yonko, he has that.
True.
The only thing he doesn't have is abdominal power like everybody else.
Very true.
But we already know in the real world,
Mm-hmm.
there's so many leaders who are not powerful. They were just charismatic. They weren't even intelligent. They're charismatic, and that's the reason why they got to where they were.
Very true.
So I'm pretty sure Buggy's one of those people.
Yeah, in the real world, it does happen, and it seems like one of our characters, Buggy, is on that level of I would say a status of a Yonko because what he did instead of who he fought and who he beat. On my end, though, I feel like a Yonko has to have a power, like has to be a strong Yonko. The previous Yonkos we've seen, Big Mom, Kaido, Shanks, and Whitebeard, all had strong power. All was a powerful character, and I feel that it kind of hurt me a little bit because I know that Buggy's not strong as these characters, Like, I'm happy with Luffy. Luffy showed in Nikamo that he can handle Kaido. Like, walk the dog with Kaido. All right, I'm happy with that. 3 million, happy with it. Shank's still there. Blackbeard is there. Buggy. But you can't win them all. But I'm okay with things you said. I kind of feel comfortable with Buggy being a Yonko because of things that you said,
Yeah.
At the same time, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not. It was surprising, but then also it wasn't surprising. So it's like every time that Luffy does something, Buggy profits off of it. So it makes me think, okay, so what did Buggy profit off of this time that Luffy did?
Exactly. Like what will Buggy really do after this? After this hit the press, like what's next for Buggy?
Yeah, because it's like literally, Luffy breaks into Impel Down. Okay. Buggy escapes. He breaks into Impel Down and breaks out the prisoners. Okay. Now those prisoners are with him. Why did the prisoners go with him in the first place? Oh, because this dude knows Shanks. He's talking to Whitebeard like he knows him because he does know him. So it's like, oh, so he has to be a powerful person, and they know who he is, so he profited off of that. He profited off of, okay, now we're like, okay, Luffy beat Doflamingo. He took over his weapons manufacturing. Okay, he beat Big Mom, and because of German 66 being there, and it being part of Luffy's plan, being in there with Luffy, okay, now he has the mercenary bracket. There's so many things. It's like, now I got to look at what did Luffy do that messed up the next thing. Okay, what was Captain John's treasure?
We don't know.
There's another thing.
He's definitely piggybacking off of a lot of people's stuff. Like what he's doing, he's piggybacking and he's winning. Damn.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of. I feel like that's the thing I'm good at, piggyback, like explaining stuff and correlating. I was like, maybe I should have been a theory channel.
So, for the last question, what we'll get into, what would be Buggy's next move now that he is a Yonko, you think?
Yeah, that's so hard to say.
Right.
I have no clue.
Like, do you think
He
Buggy
told
was
me not.
surprised also when he got the news? You think?
Yeah, he probably was. Oh my God. Luffy Toon Force eyes bugging out of his head. Like, hey, yo. Because now he has immunity. Because nobody's just going to try to pull up on him and try to beat him up.
Yeah, true.
Unless they're like worst generation members. Because every other pirate don't really be trying to mess with them like that.
Very true.
And if they try, everybody else in the world is weak as hell. So it's like, oh, okay. All the Marines try to mess with him. Bucky has beat regular Marines. So it's like,
True.
there's nothing that anybody's really doing. The only people who can test him is worst generation Yonkos and maybe a vice captain.
I feel that Buggy is going to use this opportunity to do any and everything that he wants to do right about now, being a Yonko. Being a Yonko opened up so many doors for him that he wanted to do, and that he can also do it. I feel like he can always like come up to Shanks now. I feel like he can always come to Luffy now, and people are going to respect him more than ever.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't know what he's gonna do with it. I have no clue. I have no hints. I would have to look back and see what is there. But the only other thing is, I was like, okay, what if Buggy ends up going to Livetail because he wants the treasure? So maybe that's the next thing he does: go to Livetail because he wants the treasure.
Well, he do have the opportunity as being a Yonko to actually have the opportunity or have the freeway to go look at these road poneglyphs. With being a Yonko here, it spans his territories and spans the people that want to be up under him. Like, just like how Big Mom can send your head in the box to anybody, Buggy has opportunity to do what he really want to do as a Yonko. Like, but only thing he needs is these road poneglyphs. I don't know if that's his thing is going after Laptail to be the Pirate King. But being a Yonko, he got his opportunity to do so now.
Yeah, I was like, the thing is that I feel like he wouldn't have to do too much either because him having those underworld connects, he could probably get a lot of that information.
Definitely. Like if he's the new Joker, he went beyond what Don Flamingo could do as a Yonko. Like, Don Flamingo was scared of kind of a Yonko. Like, now that Buggy's a Yonko, like, the underworld will expand for Buggy. Things will open up for him. And I still can't believe this, bro.
Everybody be like, oh, we saw you. And then all the people, he goes to different countries. Oh, we saw you and you're friends with Luffy. So any other place you go to, you're friends with Luffy? Oh, come on, dude. Yeah, come in. We're just going to give you, you're friends with Luffy. Oh, you're friends with Shanks? Yeah, what's up, my boy? I'm going to give you this. I see you hanging out with Whitebeard, too. Here you go. Like, literally, that's his destiny.
That's his destiny now. That's who he is. I can't believe this. But, hey, he's winning on all boards. Buggy's winning. He won.
Yeah, he's playing the game on recruit difficulty.
Yeah. All right, before we go, man, you got anything else you want to add, AMG?
Nah, bro. I don't have anything else I have to say about Buggy. I have no other ideas.
Oh my gosh, bro. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate that, man. Thanks you for coming to the video. Man. Definitely, man. I'm gonna see you again soon. Hit you back up again. Thanks for coming through, bro. See you soon.
All right, man. Yes. Yeah, definitely. And peace out.
Yes, sir.